No, it's not a funny fucking meme. It's something that could ruin someone's goddamn fucking life.
I'm done! I'm done! I'm never fucking delete it, man! Get it off my fucking hard drive! Get this fucking trash out of here!
Can you see the sun is shining on me? It makes me feel so free, so alive. It makes me want to survive. And the sky, it makes me
Well, welcome in chat to the first ever sub live stream. And geez, hang on, we gotta do some shout outs before we can actually start. By the way, big ups to DT Torres finally showing up after I told you it's like right here. You always get the notifications, dude.
Amazing.
But it's amazing.
Amazing.
So check this out. We have some shout outs from Torres that he gifted, oh man, I can't fucking count, 15 tier 1 subs, one of them to, oh god, Revenant of Sin, Intimidating, that's actually pretty clever, Wastelander, The Gaming Centaur, SSJ4 Goku 96, Sakura Gamer, Phoenix Rush 85, The Gamer Guy, Sari Chama, who, big up Sari, and also to, hang on, Skunko-kun, Tak Draven, Psycho Reaver Reaper Travis, K Zesty, and Nerd Takwa? Yeah? Oh man, I need to add that into my soundboard. Damn it. Alright, so we got a fun sub scream. I did not actually prepare for this whatsoever. But I will tell you that we have a fun, family-friendly video that we can watch together as a family. And it is that one. It's this one right here by the Animangos man. And usually I don't ever see myself really agreeing with anything that he says, but here's the video.
How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. It's a rare occasion that I talk about currently ongoing topics that revolve around the otaku community, and it's even more rare of an occasion that I happen to delve into the political spectrum of things, but your boy...
Your boy, by the way, he's not my boy,
is just a little bit ticked off at the current news that has been circulating on the internet recently. So...
Okay, so I don't know why he's going through this weird shill segment, but there's a shill. The shill segment was actually at the beginning. It was a NordVPN ad read, but we have this where he's going to talk about Australia banning hentai and how he's very angry, and then we'll talk about his Twitter, if we can.
If you're new to this channel and everything that I'm about, then you really only need to know two things about me in this video. One, I'm an Australian-born half-Japanese, hence the absolutely rank accent that is spewing out of my fucking gob right now. And two, I'm a passionate advocate for cultured otaku taste,
That's not, oh, by the way, this is what he calls cultured.
aka the hentai.
We've essentially taken English out of the equation, and by English I mean weeb speak, and we've somehow made it even worse.
So when I heard the news that the Australian government had supposedly banned all lewd and ecchi anime and manga and basically completely screwed over the entirety of the hentai and adult goods industry in Japan, you bet your sweet little butt that I was quite pissed off.
Because you live in Japan, so you're pissed off for the other people. I mean, I'm kind of just being an asshole, but he does bring up a good point. It's not good that a country is essentially censoring everything that is anime, especially when they let a movie like Cuties exist and it got a rating. He's not wrong to feel that way, but also he lives in Japan, so why does this fucking matter?
Like, I just stood up from my desk and just slammed on it real hard. I was just like, no! But the thing is,
this is pretty cringe editing.
this news didn't just come out of nowhere. No, in fact, there is quite a logical explanation as to how things spiraled out of control, and unfortunately resulted in the Australian government making what I would like to define a pretty horrible decision.
Sure.
So in order to fully understand what exactly happened and how it all became to be, let's turn the clocks all the way back to February of 2019. It all started...
Wow, this is a lot of dangling keys in front of you. I hope you guys are laughing, because that was fun.
when a certain group by the name of the United Nations, don't know if you've heard of them, proposed a new initiative titled Optional Protocol to the Convention on the Rights of the Child. In layman's terms, this is basically an initiative that aims to fight against child exploitation through prevention of human trafficking, putting an end to child adult stuff, and essentially doing everything.
Oh, but yeah, by the way, that's not like he put those weird inserts where he can't say like the hard words, so he uses adult stuff or nope in a lot of places. That's just the way that the video's made.
They can to cease all production, distribution, and exploitation of child adult stuff. Now, on the surface of things, this seems like a pretty valiant effort by the United Nations, right? I don't think anybody watching this video can exactly disagree on the main goal of this initiative.
Yeah, the whole goal of the initiative that the United Nations put out there was to stop real-life sex trafficking for children. We could talk about that, right? It doesn't matter. But anyways, so it's essentially for that. But I don't know why, for some reason, they decided to not ban cuties.
Like, of course we're all for it. Like, it would make everything just so much safer and more wonderful for our current and future children to live in. And who would be against that, right? Well, unfortunately, much like any contract, they always hide some sneaky shit in the fine print.
If it's not a contract, it's a bill.
Because in one section of the document, specifically page 14, section 56, there is one paragraph where the UN clearly gives their definition of what exactly they think child porn is.
Yeah, this is going to be the part where he's going to explain it to you. If you want to look through, I haven't disliked the video because I think it's a decent video, but we can actually open up some of these links here, I think, right? They're all safe for work, I'm sure. Like this thing right here, I'm pretty sure this is a good thing, but it's about the things, the implementation of, I don't know if I can show this on screen, doesn't matter, but we're gonna keep this here. We're gonna keep that because he's gonna bring that up.
According to the UN, it is any representation of a child engaged in real or simulated explicit adult stuff activities, regardless of the means used, or any representation of the adult stuff of a child for primarily adult stuff purposes. The qualification, by whatever means, reflects the broad range of materials available in a variety of media, online and offline. It includes, inter alia, visual materials such as photographs, movies, drawings and cartoons, audio representations, any digital media representation, live performances, written materials in print or online, and physical objects such as sculptures, toys, or ornaments. Now, if you have no idea what any of that just meant, first of all, I don't blame you. I don't know why they can't write this shit in, plain English.
It was pretty clear. I'm not gonna lie to you, Joey. It was right there on the money. You could have just... We're not stupid.
But basically, the United Nations is saying that every and any form, including drawings and cartoons, can and will be defined by law as child adult stuff if the UN decides so. And you know what manga, anime, and all forms of hentai fall under, right? Drawings and cartoons! You are so close, United Nations. You were that fucking close.
By the way, it's the United Nations, and Australia just, I don't know, for some reason they have like this weird lapse in intelligence where they think that banning something is going to stop it from making a thing happen. Do they remember? I can't say it, but there was an incident, I think it was like last year, and it involved weapons. And the weapons were banned, but they still got the weapons over there, so technically it didn't really do anything.
You had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
Also, memes are funny.
The biggest problem, though, with this initiative is how the UN determines if a piece of material is deemed as child porn or not. To skip over the boring text again, basically the UN has to look at the context of which the content is used for. AKA, the UN has to look at whatever it is that is under the radar with their foggy-ass glasses. And
yeah, he is really... He's really close for a human to be to a camera. And I don't know, but this is YouTubers, I guess.
Basically confirm if it either breaks the rules or follows the rules in terms of if it's deemed as child porn. So in other words, this brilliant and common sense idea of subjectivity, it's just completely thrown out of the fucking window. If the UN looks at a piece of material and deems it to be child porn, then by law, no matter what the individual might think, it is child porn. And if I may be the first to say, it's absolutely ridiculous.
You know, he's not sponsored in this video except for ExpressVPN, and I'm pretty sure he could have said it's a bunch of fucking horse shit. But I guess we have to be clean for all the kiddies that watch the channel, right? You know, because we're talking about hentai.
Basically, every anime, manga, and hentai that involves a lolly or a shota character in any level of gratuity, fuck it, there might not be any level of gratuity at all. We might be talking about fucking Yotsubato, where everything is just so...
It's just Yotsuba. But anyways, so I think that they said anything that has them in explicit situations. Yotsuba isn't it's not a property, it's not an anime, it's only a manga. But it's not a property that has any level of gratuity in it. There's no fan service. It's literally just a slice of life made by the same people that do a thing.
So freaking wholesome, and there isn't even a single...
By the way, I like that this picture, by the way, the anime man is very much one of the people against piracy. Got this picture from Manga Reader. Pretty sure you didn't, pay the creator for that, did you?
Notion of lewdness in its manga, but just because of the fact that it has a bunch of lolly and shota characters in it, it basically stands no fucking chance of not being yeeted out of existence by the UN based on their dumbass rules.
It's a whataboutism. This is whataboutism. Well, what about these things that don't have any of them in there? They're gonna yeet those too. We don't know that. They said in explicit situations, right? I'm pretty sure we could probably find it here. Oh my god, get this out of here. Drawings, blah blah blah. Qualification received right here. Any representation of a child engaged in real or simulated explicit sexual activities, regardless of the means used, or any representation of the sexual parts of a child for primarily sexual purposes. So that wouldn't be yeeted out of there by definition, if we're going by definition, Joey.
Because apparently the UN and every other government organization in the Western world has some kind of a weird vendetta against anime and manga. Like, they just want it completely out of existence for some reason.
Now, he brought up an awful point in the one video that I did do about him, which was I think it was Redo of a Healer, or something like that. I can't remember what video it is. There's so many bad ones. But in a video, he kind of does this thing where, oh, well, look at... No, it was the Yandere one. That's what it was. It was the Yandere one. Like, oh, these people are going to look at anime and manga and they're going to be like, damn, these people are fucking murderers. Look at all this bad shit. We can blame it on anime. Well, yeah, that's what happened in Australia's case. Not in America, because he pulled those stories from America. The land of the free, quite essentially. But again, this is whataboutisms about, well, what if it has a lolly character in it? That doesn't matter. Now, if you were to ask the people over there at Steam, they may not really like what you got to say, because they would probably get anything that has small characters in it. But that's on a weird case-by-case basis. So unless they found something in one of those games, then I don't know. I stand against piracy. I love it, but I mean, I stand against censorship. Censorship is bad all around, but there are limits. I will say that there are limits that you should censor stuff, or just not even have it in there at all. But everything that he talks about here should not be censored.
Like, why? Why do you hate anime and manga so much? Like, does it remind you of the days back in high school where you were beaten up by the school bully who just happened to be wearing a Naruto t-shirt? Like, come on, what's the deal? Now,
we're not even bashing him, to be honest with you. It's literally just the anime man. He is venting, and he's doing it in a kind of shitty way, but I have to defend him, because banning something that has no hard evidence kind of seems a little rough to me.
Now look, while I say all of this, I totally get the other side of the spectrum. Because no matter what you say, there is a bunch of messed up anime, manga, and hentai out there that does use children characters in very exploitative ways. Like, let's not pretend that this shit exists, okay? Everybody knows what Boku no Pico is if you're in the anime community, and I think everybody can agree it's kind of messed up.
Kinda is offhand for it very much. It is like... the people that recommend it do it as a meme, but it is, it's a thing.
And I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who are not in the anime and manga community who don't want to understand all of this stuff, don't want to understand anything about anime and manga, and just want to throw it all into the stereotypical bin of, oh, it's all crap, it all just exploits children. But
You know, the last time that an argument like that was made, it was about video games. Apparently video games were, you know, the subject of things, Jack Thompson. And Jack Thompson didn't really like that you could murder virtual people because it might lead to you murdering real people. But, yeah, I don't want to know what's really... no, it's the story behind Boku no Pico is it's... How do I put this without upsetting you? It is essentially it's the man loves a younger boy, but again, it's not real, but it's still really fucking sketch. It's still like sketch actually. Like you shouldn't probably watch it, otherwise you'll be put on like an FBI watch list. That's how I'll describe it.
But as this article points out, the concept of lollies and shotas in fictional content has been used way before manga and anime came about in works like Stephen King's It and Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita. And if we're strictly following the exact guidelines that the US has planted, Western children...
Did he say the US?
Nabokov's Lolita. And if we're strictly following the exact guidelines that the US has planted...
The US, by the way. Wait, he did this video. He read this. How did he not proofread it? I'm just nitpicking at this point because he has the time. He just, I don't know, wants to fuck around with it.
Western children's cartoons like the Powerpuff Girls could also fall victim to these guidelines. Because
it doesn't. We read it right there in this thing, which is essentially in the other article, by the way. But any representation of a child engaged in real or simulated explicit sexual activities, that's not in Powerpuff Girls.
Because nothing says child prawn like a 90s Cartoon Network program.
Oh, you know, I just remembered. You guys probably can't see the whole thing. Yeah, you can see it. But yeah, that's... What about isms?
Now, I know what you're thinking.
Also, great editing, dangling keys.
Joey, this is the United Nations we're talking about. No one even gives a crap about them. Why are you listening to their dumb words? And look, I agree. These protocols and initiatives that the UN just shits out of their mouth are just farts in the wind that no one really cares about. That they'll eventually disappear.
Except that it didn't.
Is what I would have said
Yep.
if things didn't escalate. With all that being said, let's fast forward the clocks to February of 2020. On
Do you know why things get put into law? Because something has to happen for that to be the case.
February 25th, Australian Senator Sterling Griff requested a national review of anime and manga, claiming that the medium promotes child grooming among pedos, as well as being material that contains child abuse based on stereotypical and mind-numbing excuses that us otakus have heard a million times over.
Okay, so I have the article right here from the thing. So we can read through it together as a family. See, I can't stream this on YouTube, but I can stream it on here, which is because the Guardian fucking whatever. But anyways, child exploitation is a global problem heightened by modern technology and the myriad of platforms that are used to access such material. Only last week, the heads of the 3 law enforcement agencies addressed the National Press Club, warning of the problems Australia is trying to fight in respect to online child exploitation, and the Prime Minister said that he would kick down doors to save an abused child. That's very knowledgeable and notable. As legislators, we have a critical role to play in stamping it out. There is much more to be done in areas where we need to focus more attention, such as the child abuse material that comes into Australia via Japanese anime and manga. Anime is a style of Japanese animation, and manga are the graphic novels which serve as the basis for anime. They both share a unique visual style, and they are popular the world over, especially amongst teenagers. But there is unfortunately a dark side and a disgusting side to anime and manga, with a significant proportion of the two media featuring child abuse material. They contain depictions of wide-eyed children, usually in school uniforms, engaged in explicit sexual activities and poses, and often being sexually abused. Experts that advocate against child exploitation have referred to this type of anime and manga as a gateway to the abuse of actual children. Experts, but by the way, there's no experts. He'll bring that up here in a second. Experts also say that explicit anime and manga can be used by pedophiles as tools to groom children. It makes me sick to the stomach to even speak about this. Incredibly, in Japan, the definition of child abuse material specifically excludes child porn anime and manga, as these media don't include real children. Chaku ero, which means erotically clothed, is a type of child exploitation material that features sexualized images of actual children, and it remains legal in Japan as long as it doesn't involve full nudity. So sexualized images are legal, provided they don't involve full nudity. How does that work? Every expert combating child exploitation will tell you that that is very wrong. You know, this is my first time hearing about it. I can't look it up on stream, but I think we'll take a deeper look. And if we make a video about this, then you'll probably see it within probably the next week.
I'll leave the full speech down in the description below if you're interested, but to save all of you guys the trouble and time, I'm just going to read a bunch of excerpts from the full speech, which I thought were just stupidly hilarious. While I read this out as well, I'm just going to pretend like I'm the most closed-minded white Australian politician. Alright, here we go.
White Australian, that's pretty racist.
As legislators, we have a critical role to play in stamping child exploitation out. There is much more to be done, and areas where we need to focus more attention, such as the child abuse material that comes into Australia via Japanese anime and manga. Oh yes, of course, Senator, I completely get what you're saying. Don't worry about the active child trafficking problem that exists in the country, or, you know, the fact that our entire country was on fire for 11 months straight and no government official did anything about it, because I am offended by this fictitious manga panel that has a teenager in it.
By the way, that fire, like, the people that did show up, a lot of the whoever government officials, they didn't try to do anything, and a lot of the locals were pissed off and they wanted them out. I think that that'll be the same case here, because I don't know if they've actually banned it yet. Can we confirm that they banned it or not? I don't think that they have. But I do remember this tweet. Can't probably open it. He then targeted No Game No Life. I do remember this as well. And Aramanga Sensei. So this is the person here. I'm going to go ahead and let you in on a secret. This is a person here that does not like you enjoying Thing.
The rape of children is abundant in manga, like the series Goblin Slayer, which I have to say in my office we showed to a number of people today, and they were absolutely horrified.
By the way, so we were talking about this a little bit in Discord, which is probably what I'm going to do after the stream, is we're going to go back to the Discord. But the people that scream the loudest about something being bad, like anime specifically, usually are the ones that end up being the pedos, but what do I know?
Experts that advocate against child exploitation have referred to this type of anime and manga as a gateway to the abuse of actual children. Experts also say that explicit anime and manga can be used by pedophiles as tools to groom children.
He already called them pedos earlier, so why did he censor it out now? Just a nitpick.
Please answer me this one question, Senator Griff. Who in the holy hell are these so-called experts you speak of? I'm looking through the papers, Senator, and it seems like you have not cited your sources whatsoever. You know that's an automatic 0 in your English exam, right?
you know, the anime man, when he's right, but when he's not right, he fucking is a swing and a miss.
You're just throwing the word experts around to validate your one-sided logic when anybody with a brain that has read even a single page of manga or has watched even a second of any anime will tell you just how wrong that statement is. Because if that were the case and the so-called experts you hired are just straight up spitting facts out of their bullshit mouths, then Tokyo would just be nothing but a bunch of roaming around. And the last time I went to Tokyo, I'm pretty sure there was nothing of the sort, you racist, close-minded At the time of the
I mean, he's not wrong. If you guys can probably correct me on this, I'm pretty sure the number for Japan and the people, I'm pretty sure it's really low. But everywhere else is really high.
2014 changes to child laws in Japan, lobbyists on behalf of the Japan Cartoonists Association argued that a total ban on explicit content would damage the entire industry. Their argument was that imaginary images, unlike real child abuse, mean that no one is actually hurt. I don't buy that argument. Adult stuff, even in animated form, is child abuse material. There is absolutely no question about it.
And as you can see, we all know that that's not true. I think we have to like close out these tabs here because I can't leave them open, but Joey will show the important stuff because he does a good job this time. Let me reiterate, the anime man has done something good, and it was cite his sources right here. And you can go there and see them. He's also explaining everything that he can see from the outside looking in, but near the beginning there's a lot of whataboutisms, which don't really make any sense. But, maybe.
There is absolutely question about it. With that logic, why did Australia allow the publication and screening of Stephen King's It movies? Or allow Cuties to be aired on Netflix Australia? Or praise the fuck out of Vladimir Nabokov's Lolita like it's a forward-thinking artistic piece of literature?
Now, he only brought up 3 examples, but those are the only 3 that he actually needs. With the Stephen King movie It, if you don't know the movie, yep. And if you haven't, I'm not watching Cuties. There would be a video for that, but I don't feel like I really want to touch that idea. But I think I might for next year. You might see that come up.
Have you ever considered, Senator, that just because you find the material offensive, it doesn't mean it's actually offensive? Now, at this point in the dumbass speech, the senator starts to give some examples of what he's talking about, because it seems like the boy has actually done some research. But if you thought that the arguments at this point in the speech were absolutely ridiculous, then you're gonna lose your mind when you hear some of the examples he gives.
By the way, no, like, it's been a weird month. It's been a weird month so far of November. I'm agreeing with the anime man. I'm agreeing with Tariq Nasheed. Known racist Black Panther-esque Tariq Nasheed actually making some good points out here. I can't say that I'm too surprised, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, broken clocks, you know, being right twice, that whole thing. It's the same thing. By the way, I'm trying to open this thing of Pocky. It's very interesting to hear.
My staff recently alerted me to a series that was distributed in Australia by Madman Entertainment called Sword Art Online. I swear, SAO just keeps taking the L's, and at this point, it's fucking hilarious.
I guess, I mean, making fun of Sword Art Online to own the Australians.
One explicit scene that takes place in the virtual world, the character Asuna is roped by her captor, Sugu, who threatens to also rope her in the real world, where she is lying in a hospital room in a catatonic state. What? Excuse me? Senator,
These dangling keys, they're funny, right?
I hate to tell you, but I don't think what you were watching was Sword Art Online, bro. He also states that he'll make a recording of the virtual to shame her as well, though incredibly is referred to as a fun party. Asuna is chained and her clothes are ripped from her while Kirito is forced to witness the Asuna is described as a 17-year-old girl. Hey, spoiler alert, that never happened. Man, this senator just...
You know, I would try to argue that, but I'm not gonna watch Sword Art Online to figure it out.
Loves throwing the R word around, doesn't he? Like it's nothing to him. How ironic that this dude who is trying to be against child exploitation is over adult stuff and completely throwing out of context what is actually just a bunch of harmless fun that you find in any random manga and anime. Also, let's not forget about the fact that he's talking about Sword Art Online, where the main demographic and the main fan base of that show, I believe, is under the age of 16. So,
You know, I would argue that too, but he has the numbers because he's a corporate shill.
oh, it's really funny that he tries to make this point that Sword Art Online is this gross series that completely shows off and adult stuff. Against children, which, by the way, the fact that he even used that word is fucking disgusting to begin with. Yeah.
I agree. There's not a lot of things I agree with the anime man on, but he's right.
Yes, because I'm pretty sure that every 14-year-old girl who goes to their local anime convention cosplaying as Asuna goes around and says, yes, I am cosplaying my favorite victim in anime.
That's a little bit of a stretch, anime man, but I get your point.
Another scene, high school girls are at a swimming pool, and one of the girls indecently assaults another character by repeatedly squeezing her breasts and bullies her because of her physicality.
Hang on. This is a line that he said with no I wouldn't expect an Australian senator, the guy that you saw, tell you about how girls behave. Or maybe again, maybe this is a video I need to put out. I have no idea. You tell me, chat.
By repeatedly squeezing her breasts and bullies her because of her physicality. Oh, you mean stuff like this?
By the way, showing those clips doesn't make the senator wrong. It only makes him look right.
God forbid these high school girls can just play around and have some fun with their friends because they're comfortable with the adult stuff. Absolutely filthy, the audacity of these bitches. He then later goes on to bring some more examples like No Game No Life, Eromanga Sensei, and fucking Goblin Slayer. Jesus Christ. But I'll save you the cringe for this video. You get it at this point.
So I need to make a video, is what I'm essentially hearing from the anime man. So should I make this video, chat? Put a 1 in the chat if you want me to make this video. I think what we'll do is we'll roll it out to the people, to the patrons, because they've been waiting for good content for a while, and we haven't really presented them with anything. I guess we can do that, right? 1. Oh, geez. Well, that's all I need.
These arguments he throws around are barely arguments. They're just one-sided accusations, and
they really are. I feel like somehow making these arguments is going to get lots and lots of anime banned because indifferentiating is so key. This is true. I'll talk about it after the thing.
Over-explaining and overreacting to a bunch of harmless shit that anybody can tell you is not exploiting of children. Why the senator thinks he's like a fucking knowledge machine of anime and manga because he knows what Sword Art Online is beyond me. I guarantee this dude won't know the difference between Boku no Pico and Bokurano if given the chance.
Yeah, I think he would probably know the difference.
But alas, unfortunately, his stupid efforts were not gone to waste. Fast forward once again to October of 2020, where a particular anime merch company by the name of J-List publishes an article on their website titled Australia Bans Waifus, Adult Stuff.
It's Ona holes.
And Fun! God, I love myself a good sarcastic article title. For those of you who don't know, J-List is an online retailer based in Japan that sells and ships otaku goods outside of Japan.
J-List, sponsor me!
If you've ever bought any manga or anime related goods online, you've probably used their services before, or at least heard of them. By the way, I am not sponsored by JList for this video at all. I just think what they do is really freaking cool, and I respect them for the stuff that they do, so good on you, JList. You get free promo in this video. One thing that makes JList stand out is their extensive catalog of adult anime goods.
Then why even put this in here then? He could just have put him talking.
Books, and just straight up JAVs and JAV goods, which I think is fantastic because a lot of these types of adult goods are quite difficult to get your hands on outside of Japan. So I can definitely see a lot of Aussie weebs out there who would use sites like JList to get their hands on this kind of stuff that they otherwise would have to fly to Japan to do, and especially in these recent times, especially with 2020, a lot of people just can't do that. So it's a great place to just go and buy this kind of stuff legally and ethically, and I'm sure a lot of Australian weebs have utilized that side of JList. Until now, that is. According to the Australian Customs official website, publications, films, computer games, and any other goods that describe, depict, express, or otherwise deal with matters of
adult stuff
in such a way that they offend against the standards of morality, decency, and propriety generally accepted by reasonable adults are not allowed. Make of that what you will, but the best way to avoid getting anyone's hopes up of receiving something new, shiny, and for adults only is to cease shipping adult products to Australia. We're incredibly sorry about this. Fortunately, we can still ship anything else that isn't an adult product to Oz, so maybe they haven't banned all the fun yet. Well done, Australian government. Round of applause, because you are now officially stuck in the Victorian era. Jesus Christ, you're offended by a little bit of ankle? What are you, the fucking Amish? You just...
By the way, he had to tread lightly, otherwise he was going to get beheaded later. So he had to use the Amish as the example.
Just want the entire country to be abstinent forever, apparently. I mean, you...
Abstinent. I don't think that that's their goal. It's to stamp out the quote-unquote child grooming thing. I mean, it's a noble effort, but it's a weird way to go about it.
Do realize that right now, you are the laughingstock of the online anime community.
No, Crunchyroll is still the laughingstock of the online anime community.
Like, you just collectively took the Australian anime community out back and just fucking shot it in the head like a diseased dog, not knowing that that dog had nothing wrong with it. It just had a raging boner, that's all. Like, I guarantee in a couple of months the Australian government's gonna be like, why has our piracy rates gone up like crazy? Well, it was kind of your fault. Okay.
They're not gonna notice that. Because most people over in Australia have to use VPNs anyways, which is why you promoted it. But also because didn't you tell people that they shouldn't be pirating things anyways? Because they're not, because that would make them a pussy ass bitch according to you. Oh, semantics.
In all seriousness, the reason why I wanted to talk about this particular topic in a video is because it does revolve around my home country, and I fucking love my home country.
No, he doesn't. He loves Japan like way more, but he has videos, you know, shitting on both. I mean, it's kind of weird. But hello, Callum. We're just. I guess this is technically the pregame to the fucking the Super Bowl here. I think I know what I'm going to title the video, and it's going to be so easy that you guys are going to be like, "Wow, this was easy enough."
I love Australia, don't get me wrong. I love my fan base there, and I want to protect the Australian anime community with all of my heart and as to the best of my ability, because I came from there. I am a child of that community.
But you also don't really talk about them. This is the first time in a long time that he's ever said anything about Australia. Everything has always been Japan, 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 and he doesn't ever let up with it.
But I'm also concerned about this news because it really creates this warped and quite false image of what these Japanese industries are doing to the Western world. Because it's only a matter of time until other Western countries will look at what Australia did to the hentai industry and went,
that's not going to happen. Remember how New Zealand banned guns? Huh.
If Australia can do that, I think we can do that too. And
that's not going to happen. What about isms again?
when that does happen, it's not only going to jeopardize the Japanese industries, but it's also going to alienate the fuck out of every anime community out in the West.
It's not a community, it's a business. Just call it a business.
From the rest of the world. And what happens then when Australia and other countries start to escalate this by moderating web activities and just completely banning websites like JList from ever being viewed at all?
Then we call that China. Welcome to the CCP, asshole.
Like, seriously, can you just give us a fucking break? Like, we've been the punching bag of the UN for the longest time. Like, I think it's time for a break and go back into our separate corners. Just let people enjoy these mediums in the safety of their own home.
Yeah, that. Except, we should just ban probably cuties.
Absolutely no children are getting harmed as a direct result of these types of lewd and crude anime and manga, in the same reason that there isn't a bunch of people stealing cars and shooting people up in daylight because some kid played GTA over summer vacation.
Again, when he's right, he's right. GTA does not cause violence, because if it did, then people would be going out and murdering everyone. If video games are a reflection, or any medium is a reflection of real life, then a lot of people would be trying to go out and be superheroes. But I don't think that that's happening. I think that the UN is fucking stupid, and we should defund them. But I also think that Australia is stupid because they literally let the UN bully them, and they won't pull out of that deal.
If anything, experts, and I'm talking about actual experts and years of accumulated data, have shown that the reason why the crime rates in Japan, especially
adult stuff,
crime rates in Japan and
adult stuff,
rates against children in Japan are some of the lowest in the world, is because we have mediums like anime and manga and the entirety of the hentai industry to basically put a stop to people who might have those urges before they go and actually do it to real people and suffer the real world consequences. But of course, I've talked about this point in so many fucking videos, I've honestly lost count. At this point, I'm just angry and disappointed at what the Australian government is doing with their hypocritical reasoning. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm really glad I moved to Japan before this all happened,
because then you wouldn't have a job.
Because knowing how much I love that shit, you know that I would have been absolutely screwed if I was still in Australia. Like, we just...
Wait, why? It doesn't retroactively go back and ban all the things that you've already bought, and even then, you still have a lot of money. Just move, LOL, forehead.
Entered non-stop nut November.
We're running with this fucking awful meme that he decided to come up with.
And, you know, your boy would not have been able to get through this month if it wasn't for these types of videos.
I kinda didn't want to know. I don't want to know his FAP tendencies. I really don't want to know anyone's. I've seen too many mutuals in the buff that it almost just hurts me physically. I don't care.
But yeah, that's about it. What else can I say about this matter that hasn't already been said? It's common sense. Leave your thoughts down in the comments below.
I'm not going to do that. But anyways, that was it. That's the whole thing. Important. There has been some credibility issues concerning the actual banning of adult stuff from Australia on an import law level. That there have been reported accounts of bookstores pulling certain manga from stores for similar reasons, among other related news. The point is not if it's going to happen, but when it's going to happen. Bottom line, leave anime alone, for fuck's sake. This experts is basically sources. Dude, trust me. I don't know, man. Easy content. Pog you. I don't know. I don't know. He's not wrong, chat. What do you think? What should we do about this video? Should we just ship it? Just make it and ship it? I mean, we can. This is actually a good video. Let's go ahead and save it in our I need those. I need these. There we go. Yeah, I don't have a million playlists like the other guy that has bad analysis and then good analysis. We just kind of roll with it. This is our short, like, sub stream. I didn't have anything planned, to be honest with you, but we'll kind of do them like once a month or twice a month if we can. But we'll have like, why? Because he brought up his Australianness to make a point, I guess. To prove, like, man, I love Australia. This is the first time he's brought it up. Like, people know he's from Australia, but every video that you ever see from him never really brings it up. And the only one video that he did do that with was, like, Where was it? This one. Do I hate being half Japanese living in Japan? It's almost like he had this weird, like, I don't know, epiphany. But everything else is always about Japan, Japan, Japan. I love Japan. I am half Japanese. Look how half Japanese I am. Look at all this crazy shit we're gonna do. We spent a night in an abandoned Japanese love hotel featuring abroad in Japan. But they had to include anime in the thumbnail, even though it doesn't relate to it. I don't know. What a guy, right? But I don't think there's any more bad videos. I think that was... Oh, I said bad videos. Man, it's bad when I have a tendency for thing. By the way, be on the lookout, chat. Two things. Listen to me. Hang on. I don't think you guys are listening. Two things, chat. Me and Papa Frit, we got something special in the works for you, okay? We got something very special. Another anime video. Ever since I told Papa Frit about AniTube, he has been excited. He's been ecstatic about AniTube videos. And seeing how many bad takes he can find, especially with shit that he's seen, you're gonna love it. Everything. So that's the first thing. The second thing, tomorrow, I'm not streaming. But Tuesday is going to be My Friend Pedro. We're gonna play the game My Friend Pedro, or if we can't like successfully do that game, then we will do more Jet Set Radio and try to beat that impossible boss. Which is not impossible because there's way more. But that's all there really is for announcements. What? Listen, we're gonna have plenty of live streams for you, Mr. Torres. Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to Discord probably. And then what else am I gonna do? I don't know. We could figure out something. I don't really have anything planned. I didn't have anything planned for this either. But I think what we'll do is we'll go and be a positive community of people. And we will go to someone's stream. I don't know who we're going to host. Who are we going to raid, chat? We can go to sorry, the song kind of does it kind of gets you in a good feeling. You got to reach out. Oh yeah, so we can host, we can raid Triplication, I guess. Maybe? Or we can raid who else is like actually streaming a thing? What do you guys want to see? Actually, chat, what do you want to see? You tell me. We're gonna go searching. Hang on. You hand me this. Amazing. Here, let me show you. So this is Triplication right now. He's playing Mech Warriors 2. But if you want, we can stream. We can send you to. Oh man, Automatic Giraffe, who's making the good art. He's a nice guy. I really like him. You know what? I got an idea. Here, chat, watch. What's a fun game that we all like? Trick question. We don't like any of them. Who's playing Senran Kagura? Peach Beach Splash. No one? This is so sad. No one's actually playing Senran Kagura. Do Estival Versus the best game? No one? Really? What's another good game? We can't go to What the What's page. He'll be mad at me. He's doing a just chatting where he's looking at Twitter. Manga 5x5 and being toxic about videos. I really need to like promote my stream somewhere. Dude, he has 28 people watching. We can't go to it though, because he'll strike us. But you know what? Here, we'll just go to triplication, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure no one wants to watch something else. Trying to get striked, I know. We'll do that in Discord. So I'm gonna be in Discord after this chat. So if you're gonna be around, exclamation point around. I don't know what that actually does. Then I'll be there, and then we can watch it. Because, sure, why not? By the way, we're gonna start making notifications for people to show up from YouTube all the way here, and also send them over to the other thing. But we're gonna work on a video today. Hopefully. But thanks for coming to the first ever live stream event for subs. And we will do one again, I think, not next Sunday, but we got like a lot of holidays. It'll be a while. So it might be next month. But that's pretty much all I got. So be...
I'm done. I'm done. I'm never fucking delete it, man. Get it off my fucking hard drive. Get this fucking trash out of here.
What I learned today, alright, it's my fault. I screwed up. I did. I'm willing to admit when I make a mistake. And I know
No,
that
it's not funny
looking
fucking
back at the
meme.
situation
Something that could ruin
of
someone's
exactly
life.
the way that
I
things
didn't
went
fucking
down.
stall.
Okay?
On